All right, and welcome back. And I don't know if you remember, but when we left off, we had just gotten another message from Bender. And this time, she's being held by the turtles. We already know the rest of the information. She's like a, I don't remember what her thing is. But anyways, we see where she is. So she's a little bit further away this time. And we're going to send Grapes out to get her again. Because at this point, how can we, like, it's a meme. We have to go, right? So I send Bender out. Bender. Nope. God, we send Grapes out to get Bender. Our camel's all patched up now. He's feeling better. And there goes Grapes off into the world to get Bender this time. Soon to be the first prisoner in our new prison. Hopefully, at least, if things go as well as they always have. So on the way to Bender, there was another little quest that I stopped to do. It was an item stash. So it was literally on the path. So I decided to stop there first. It says an unknown threat. So it's inside this little hut. There's some sort of secret treasure. I don't think it's secret. I think it told me what it was, but I didn't read it, and I don't remember what it was. So usually the best way I do this is to proceed with caution. They can ambush you sometimes, is the big thing you want to watch out for. So try to be cautious. So we're going to sneak up here and hide behind a rock, and I think we're just going to shoot the door down with a longbow. Yep. Because I don't know what's in there. And we're not going to find out the hard way. So now we're going to watch a door break. We're going to watch it break 20 hit points at a time. Yep. That is what we're... Okay, there we go. I did skip over. Okay, so when the door breaks, the ambush happens. And it is literally 2 chinchillas. Just these 2 chinchillas decided to attack me. And he instantly kills one. And I'm pretty sure he kills... Yeah, instantly kills the other one. Not he missed the shot, but it's fine. So, yeah, that was the big threat. Chinchillas that are now dead. So now we get to go claim our treasure. I'm going to have him patch up his wounds so his doesn't get infected. Is this when I figured out how to do the medicine? Did I screw it up here too? Apparently I did. All right, cool. I believe what we got was a shield belt, which is an item that puts like a little force field around your people so that way they can't... It deflects projectiles, but it also means they can't fire projectiles. There you go. You see the shield belts there. But they can't fire projectiles either, so it's good for melee characters or characters you just don't want to get shot and you're not worried about them shooting. So for Emily, who does not fight, it's a good thing for her to keep her out of harm's way. So, onward to Bender. And he's now arrived with Bender. At prisoner camp. So, let's see what kind of trouble Bender has found herself in this time. So, this time we've got Zeke and Aussie. Is that how you pronounce that? And it looks like Zeke is manning a mortar. So, we'll have to watch out for that. And there is a turret right next to him. So, mortars are long distance, turrets are short. So, that's when I click on the turret and that little circle appears. That one right there. That's its... minimum range. It can't fire inside that circle. So I've got to be careful here, because if I get too close, the turret shoots me. If I stay too far away, the mortar could hit me. So, yeah. And I guess this is just me checking everything out, trying to decide what I'm going to do. Hopefully I take off eventually here. There we go. So that was the mortar we just heard. And the mortar just went off, yeah. And I think I'm going to try and take out this battery so I don't have to fight the turret. Do it the right way this time instead of shooting the solar panel like an idiot. And for some reason the mortar doesn't fire at me here. I don't know if it's because those... Like, I don't know. But now they're going to attack me apparently. Because when you damage their property, they come after you. So I'm going to pull him back. Am I? I don't know. I'm very indecisive apparently. What am I doing? Make up your mind. Okay, that's battery destroyed. So that means I don't have to worry about the turret anymore, which means I can get close enough to shoot the mortar, or get close enough to stay out of mortar minimum range. Man, words are something, huh? Zeke seems to just be staying on the mortar. He's manning the mortar. We hit, and now when it does that little animation, it usually means you hit like their vest or helmet or something. That time we hit the mortar. And we hit the mortar again. What are we doing here? It looks like we're just shooting the mortar a bunch. Oh, this other guy's coming at us now, Aussie. So we got to deal with him. And we missed. And again, I want to stay out of melee range as best I can. But I also have to remember the mortar's going to fire at me if I'm not careful here. So this guy stops to throw a Molotov at me, which is actually good for us. It allows me to get further away from him. But then I forgot there's another turret over there, and I just ran right into it. So this is getting a little dicey now. We have a guy chasing us throwing fire. We have a guy manning a mortar that's firing at us if we get too far away. And we can't go to the north because there's still a turret active up there. So at this point, I'm just like trying really hard to stay alive. Luckily, this Aussie guy isn't chasing me too hard. So I can stay just inside the minimum range of the turret. And still hopefully get a shot off on this guy. There we go. And that is the main threat taken care of because I can dance around the mortar and stuff. But that guy was chasing me throwing fire, which is dangerous. So now we just have to deal with this mortar. And as far as I can tell, this guy was just not going to come off the mortar. He's manning the mortar and he's going to stay on it. So we're going to shoot at that a little bit. He's in pretty good cover, so it takes a while. But eventually we end up blowing up the mortar, actually. Which is now going to explode. Which is very loud. That's just extremely loud. So now this guy is all kinds of messed up. He's got an advanced power claw, which is a really, really strong melee weapon. So we got lucky that he didn't come after us. He's also wearing a bulletproof vest or something, which we keep hitting instead of doing any damage. Yeah, it's a flak vest. There it is. So he's pretty heavily armored. This guy would have been really dangerous in melee combat, but he decided to sit on the mortar and die, which we are lucky for. So now we just have to deal with the other turret, I believe. Oh, that's right. I tried to send off a caravan, but then remembered I had to go back and deal with the turret. Yeah, there's still some enemies in this area. So I go back, and I have to deal with that turret. So I'm going to blow him up real quick. Just seeing what his range is, which is a nice thing to be able to see. But no, that got a little scary for a minute. The Molotovs and the mortars and the turret. Alright, we eventually blow this one up. Also very loud. Alrighty, now everything's been defeated. We can form our caravan. And we're going to take Bender home. And you'll see we have 9 days of food, and it is a 4-day trip, which isn't too bad. I think we'll heal on the way, which means that we'll actually speed up, so it won't take a full 4 days. But it doesn't matter, because we're going to skip ahead, because it's the power of editing. And they're home. And we finally have Bender as a prisoner. It only took 3 attempts, but Bender is now our prisoner. It's a little weird how they do it. Bender's going to slowly wander onto the map. Yeah. They have to unload all the stuff Bender's carrying and then take her to prison. And she is our first prisoner in our new prison. Pretty exciting stuff. And get her in there. So now, Bender, we don't have to have her as a colonist, but we're also not going to get calls for help all the time anymore because now she's in a safe place. Unless she calls... Oh, so I tried to strip her, and she immediately put her clothes back on. Because you see, I built a little prisoner uniform there. And she keeps putting her clothes back on instantly. So I had to, like, kind of cheese the game a little bit to stop her from just reclothing instantly. Hold on, I have to make the zone bigger so I have somewhere to put the clothes. Yeah, so there you go. You see Bender went and put on the shirt. So I made them just like the worst clothes possible, and that's the kind of prisoner uniform. Yep, there we go. And what was Bender? Oh, Bender put her pants back on. There we go. Now she's got the official, the people of the people prisoner uniform on. Oh, and then now that I had a prison set up and everyone was home, I decided to start setting up some actual rooms for my colonists so they don't all have to sleep in this little communal room. So this is me setting up 3 rooms. Just all a nice little line there. Grapes is apparently very unhappy. I don't know. I don't know if I check into why. Oh, that's why I decided to build the rooms, is because Grapes is just miserable because people keep interrupting his sleep and all that stuff. So, gonna have him focus on just this bottom room for now, because otherwise he'll build like a little bit of each room and never finish any of them. So that one is, the foundation is laid, the floor is down. Just have to get, and I think we're researching the furniture right now. Oh, we gave them a wash bin because they were getting mad. Oh, complex clothing. Maybe not. Do we do the furniture now? Yeah, basic furniture. There we go. Which gives us some furniture, but what we really want is complex furniture, so it'll be just a minute before we can actually put any furniture in there. There's the basic furniture done. Complex furniture. I say just a minute, but I forgot it's all edited down, so it'll be just a few seconds maybe. See, Bender is just enjoying her safe place. I mean, this prison's probably better than anyone she's lived in. And as a matter of fact, we're going to upgrade their sleeping rolls to simple beds, which are basically like kind of like what would you get, like cots, more or less. So we're going to upgrade all those, fix the one I screwed up because I'm dumb. There we go. And now our prison is even a little bit nicer. And we have a transport pod crash. And you know what that means? Another prisoner. I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Kaliun? So we're going to capture this one too. Get her in the prison. Is that a her or a he? That is, I don't know. In the prison. And, of course, strip all the clothes. It's a female. Stop her from bleeding to death. I think we're about to finish the next research here. Yeah. There we go. Now we can build an actual room for our colonists. Give them real beds, you know, dressers, all that stuff. You see everything we can build down there. So I'm going to set up his room. There's a lot of blood in the ground over there. What happened? And then we're getting raided. So I'm curious. Maybe Bender called someone else and said, "Hey, I've been captured. Come save me." So this is actually a decent-sized raid compared to the ones we've seen. This is 5 people. Which can be dangerous considering, I mean, Grapes is our only real fighter, and Granny can fight, but she's not great at it, and Emily straight up can't. So at best, we're looking at a 2v5 here. So I like to, with his longbow, I like to send him out and see if he can maybe get some easy damage or easy kills before they attack us. So I'm going to try and creep him up here and see if we can do some damage. And 4 of them look to be melee, and 1 is ranged, so keep sneaking him up until he's in range. All right, and then their archer actually runs up on me and tries to take shots at me. So we got a hit on her. It didn't look like it, but it hit her. So she's got a pretty serious injury now, but 5 hours, I mean, they'll start the raid and already be attacking us within 5 hours. So 5 hours doesn't really mean anything. I did take a hit, but as you can see, it says no immediate danger. So I just kind of let it go for now. And you see we're having a hard time hitting her here. She's hiding behind a bush. I'm behind giant boulders, and she's behind a bush, and she's having better luck hitting me. There we go. We got another hit on her. I assume Grapes is doing okay still because he's not... I didn't, like, panic or try to move him or anything. I've taken 2 hits. Got hit in the lung, apparently. None of the other people are too concerned with me right now, so we're still just shooting at her. And this was a very risky thing I did, because 1 or 2 more good hits, and I would have been in a lot of trouble. So I don't know. I just, at this point, I guess I was feeling confident because I had taken down so many other raids. So we did kill her, which means that they no longer have any ranged attackers. That they're all melee. So at this point, I was feeling really confident because now, you know, if they start coming at me, I just turn around and run away. So I decided to go ahead and take a couple more shots, see if I could do some more damage. Because right now, even though we took one down, it's still 2v4 whenever they attack, which is just not good odds. And without electricity, I can't set up turrets. So all I have is my manpower. I could have built some traps or walls and stuff, which probably would have been a good idea, but I didn't really think about it. I was too busy building a prison. So you see we killed another guy. So now it's a 2v3. And they're running at me, which means it's time to get Grapes out of there. Especially with his minor injuries, he's not going to move full speed either. So I got to bring Granny up to cover his retreat and get him out of there. But we did even the odds up quite a bit. We killed 2 of them before they even started their attack. So here they come. They're chasing Grapes, but they're not very fast. They're not catching up to him, which is a good thing. If they were catching up to him, that'd be bad. So I'm going to put Granny in there. This way, so if she's in there and I end up putting him in there, only one of them can really come in through that door at a time, which means that even though they're melee attackers, I only have to deal with one at a time. So here they come. Going, and then they decide to attack my poor camel. No one likes my camel for some reason. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm not that worried about my camel. He'll be fine. And I just let him kind of be bait. So that way we can get a couple free shots off. And now that they knocked him down, Emily's going to go and rescue him. You saw the Granny's getting some good hits in with her heavy SMG, I think. So we knocked one down. The other two are coming at us, but they're injured now. I had Grapes switch off his longbow to his pistol. There we go. We killed another one, and we killed we killed 4 of them, and we injured one, who we're now going to capture. I think, yeah, I'm going to have Granny go and capture him while Grapes goes and rests because he's injured. Yeah, there we go. And just like that, we have another prisoner. So we went from 0 to 3 very quickly. That guy's head got shot off. Yeah, and hopefully our camel survives. I don't remember if camel survives this or not. All right, Emily put it in its spot, so now someone else can tend to it, hopefully. Grapes is very unhappy, which isn't great. But no, that was a very potentially dangerous raid that I think went very well for us. Minor injuries, Camel took some bad hits, but for the most part, we're okay. And we got another prisoner out of it. So when we go to make our slave trade, we're looking at probably 2,000 to 3,000 silver for these 3 people, especially if we can get them all healed up and there's no permanent damage. That is assuming Granny can save this man's life because he is bleeding pretty severely. He's got severe blood loss, which is not good. She does get him saved, it looks like. And Camel is also going to survive with no permanent injuries, which is nice. We do need to get Grapes healed up a little bit. He's going to have a bucket of milk. Camel milk. Ugh. So we got Grapes healing up there. And I think that's a decent spot to end this episode. I mean, we got 3 new prisoners. Survived a pretty big raid. Started building some living quarters. You know, this is a pretty big step forward. So now next episode we'll probably go and do a slave trade.